Hey, what is going on, guys? Jolts here, and today I wanted to talk about another topic for the next Borderlands game. Now, before we get into that, I just want to cover the feedback we got on the last video about the item forging. And first off, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support and feedback on that video. It seems that you guys were kind of 50-50 on the thought of the game mechanic being added. And the most common response was just like, it would be a bit OP, you know, you could farm for the best item and then just kind of refresh it over and over from the forge for the rest of the game, and that kind of makes sense. Now that I think about it a second time, I think that's very true. Now, I think being able to pay to re-level your items to your current level would be a bit broken, so scrap that idea. Maybe instead we could have like a minor stat increase to your gun, such as like 5% more fire rate for a set price. Anyways, it was just an idea, so let's just go ahead and move on to the topic for today, and that is melee weapons. Now, I'm not talking about what we already have in the game, such as pistols with a blade on it, or the bayonet on a sniper. Now, I'm talking about actual melee weapons, such as like swords, hammers, bats, buzz axes, and more. Now, melee has been a staple in all of the Borderlands games, and has even included skill trees dedicated for melee builds. Now, just imagine your character running around with a blunt force weapon hitting your enemies. I think that would be pretty awesome. To add more diversity with the melee weapons, they should have it have like different stats. Like in Borderlands 2, you know how like bladed weapons have like 50% melee, 100% melee, etc. But instead have it like scale with your level. Now, these are just some ideas, so don't go all mathematical on it saying, oh, that's OP or whatever. These are just some examples. So, like, a starter melee weapon at the beginning of the game could deal something like 23% melee damage a hit. Or maybe scrap the percentages and just go for flat-out damage. Like, for example, this level 7 axe does 55 damage, and a level 25 axe does 2500 damage. Now, another thing that I think needs to happen is having elemental melee weapons. In the previous Borderlands game, melee has always done non-elemental damage. Again, I don't know the elements that are going to be in the next game, so I'm just going to go ahead and use what we have in our previous games for example. Imagine looting a fire hammer that does fire damage when hitting an enemy. On top of that, it also applies a fire damage over time to them. Or maybe you find a corrosive sword and then smack your enemy and then they take a corrosive damage over time. Maybe you could have more stats to melee weapons than just damage and elements. So, example, at the beginning of the game, your melee weapons are kinda a slower swing speed. And by later game, your melee weapons will have a faster swing speed. There could also be a balance between this, maybe have a melee weapon have super fast swing speed and does little damage. Or you could have one do a ton of damage, but have a really slow swing speed. There's just so many different things you could do with melee weapons, and they could add so much more to the game by adding some of these changes. And I could just go on and on about this, but I think I've covered everything I need to talk about. So let me know what you guys think about this. Should they add melee weapons to the next game? Them being elemental, or having special effects, swing speed, all of that stuff. Go ahead and let me know below what you guys think about that. And of course, if you have any of your own ideas, go ahead and let me know too. Anyways, this is Jolts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, cause that'd be epic. And I will catch you guys later. Peace out.